Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. So today Kiran Prabhu will be reading Srimad Bhagavatam slokas translations for today's section. So Kiran Prabhuji, whenever you are available, you can start.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances to all the people who joined this Zoom call. Thank you, Krishna Venu Das Prabhuji, for taking introduction and giving me the opportunity to read today's Bhagavatam Sloka translations. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Let me start with quick prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम् जय श्री कृष्ण ओम नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषे शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Today we are reading from Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, the chapter 54, the marriage of Krishna and Rukmini, from slokas 21 to 40. So 21 sloka. Having said this, he had mounted his chariot and told his charioteer, "Drive the horses quickly to where Krishna is. He and I must fight." Sloka 22. This wicked-minded coward boy, infatuated with his powers, has violently abducted my sister. But today I will remove his pride with my sharp arrows. Sloka 23. Boasting thus, foolish Rukmi, ignorant of the true existence of the Supreme Lord's power, approached Lord Govinda in his lone chariot and challenged him. Just stand and fight. Sloka 24. Rukmini drew his bow with great strength and struck Lord Krishna with 3 arrows. Then he said, "Stand here for a moment, O defiler of the Yadu dynasty." Sloka 25. Wherever you go, carrying off my sister like a crow stealing sacrificial butter, I will follow. This very day I shall relieve you of your false pride. You fool, you deceiver, you cheater in battle. Sloka 26. Release the girl before you are struck dead by my arrows and made to lie down. In response to this, Lord Krishna smiled, and with 6 arrows he struck Rukmini and broke his bow. Sloka 27. The Lord struck Rukmini's 4 horses with 8 arrows, his chariot driver with 2, and the chariot's flag with 3. Rukmini grabbed another bow and struck Lord Krishna with 5 arrows. Sloka 28. Although hit by these many arrows, Lord Achyuta again broke Rukmini's bow. Rukmini picked up yet another bow, but the infallible Lord broke that one into pieces as well. 29 sloka. Iron bludgeons, three-pointed spear, sword and shield, pike, javelin, whatever weapon Rukmini picked up, the Lord Hari smashed it into bits. Sloka 30. Then Rukmini leaped down from his chariot and sword in hand rushed fearlessly towards Krishna to kill him, like a bird flying into the wind. Sloka 31. As Rukmini attacked him, the Lord shot arrows that broke Rukmini's sword and shield into small pieces. Krishna then took up his own sharp sword and prepared to kill Rukmini. Sloka 32. Seeing Lord Krishna ready to kill her brother, saintly Rukmini was filled with alarm. She fell at her husband's feet and piteously spoke as follows. Shloka 33. Sri Rukmini said, O controller of all mystic power, immeasurable one, Lord of lords, master of the universe, O all auspicious and mighty armed one, please do not kill my brother. Sloka 34. Sukdev Goswami said, Rukmini's utter fear caused her limbs to tremble and her mouth to dry up, while her throat choked up out of sorrow, and in her agitation her golden necklace scattered. She grabs Krishna's feet, and the Lord, feeling compassionate, desisted. Sloka 35. Lord Krishna tied up the evildoer with a strip of cloth. He then proceeded to disfigure Rukmini by comically shaving him, leaving parts of his mustache and hair. By that time, the Yadu heroes had crushed the extraordinary army of their opponents, just as elephants crush a lotus flower. Sloka 36. As the Yadus approached Lord Krishna, they saw Rukmi in his sorry condition, practically dying of shame. When the all-powerful Lord Balarama saw Rukmi, he compassionately released him and spoke the following to Lord Krishna. Lord Balarama in Sloka 37 said, My dear Krishna, you have acted improperly. This deed will bring shame on us. For to disfigure a close relative by shaving off his mustache and hair is as good as killing him. Sloka 38. Saintly lady, please do not be displeased with us out of anxiety for your brother's disfigurement. No one but oneself is responsible for one's joy and grief, for a man experiences the result of his own deeds. Sloka 39. Again addressing Krishna and Balrama said, a relative should not be killed even if his wrongdoing warrants capital punishment. Rather, he should be thrown out of the family. Since he has already been killed by his own sin, why kill him again? Sloka 40. Turning to Rukmini, Balrama continued, the code of sacred duty for various established by Lord Brahma enjoins that one may have to kill even his own brother. That is indeed a most dreadful law. I think that is the end of today's slokas session. And now Krishnaven Das Prabhuji will give the overview of these slokas, what I have read. Please take over call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Kiran Prabhuji, for reading today's Bhagavatam section slokas translation. So we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschaptadeshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, thank you all for joining for today's Bhagavatam session. And thanks to Sundarananda Prabhu for giving this opportunity to share few points from today's Bhagavatam section, slokas purports for my own purification. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 54, the marriage of Krishna and Rukmini, from slokas 21 to 40. So just to give a background, we saw in the last chapter how on the letter of Rukmini, which was given by Brahmana, so Lord Krishna arrived at the capital of Vidarbha, which is Kundina, and then he kidnapped Mother Rukmini in the presence of all these powerful enigmatical kings. So in the last session we heard how Krishna, while he was taking Mother Rukmini away, so all these inimical kings they gathered together and chased him. And of course we saw that all the Yadava army led by Lord Balarama, so they blocked their advance. Of course there was a big fight between these inimical kings and Edu army, and and when Mother Rukmini saw, we heard how she was very fearful, and Krishna smiled and told her that nothing to fear, and her army will surely destroy. And then uh, Lord Balarama and all the Edu commanders, so they started annihilating the opposing army. So then, seeing that Sisupala was and all other kings were defeated, and Sisupala became very morose, unhappy. And we heard how Jarasandha consoled him, saying that time is favor now to the Yadavas, so that's why they won the game, the battle. And but when the time is favor to us, then we will win. So for that, do not worry about it, because this happiness and distress is not permanent. And he gave his own example how he was defeated by Krishna and Balarama for 17 times, but 18th time he was able to so-called defeat, thinking that he defeated, but he says that he was able to accomplish it like that. And then they all Sisupala went back, and all these other kings are also about to go back. And then Rukmini's brother Rukmi, he was very angry because Krishna kidnapped his sister. So he took a vow saying that so he will not return back to the capital of Vidarbha, Kundina, until he defeats Krishna and rescue Mother Rukmini. So like that he vowed it. So now we'll continue from there. And in the 21 sloka we see that saying like this, so he mounted his chariot, and he told to chariot driver that drive the horses quickly to where Krishna, and he wanted to fight with him. And Krishna, Srila Prabhupada mentions in Krishna book that this whole catastrophe came because of Rukmi only, because his envious nature towards the Supreme Lord Krishna. So that's why this whole situation happened. So that's why Prabhupada mentions that after this happened also, Rukmi showing his prestige, saying that promised that and he was telling to all other these kings, saying that they could not help Susipala to defeat Krishna and rescue his sister, but he saying that he cannot allow this because he wanted to. So he is showing his prestige like that. So he is presenting himself as a big commander, not knowing that the extent of the strength of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So which we will see, like how Rukmi got defeated in the upcoming slokas like that. So in the next sloka, so while he was chasing Krishna, so he was also blaspheming, saying that the wicked-minded cowherd boy, so like that, Sudharmatehe and Gopalasya, so cowherd boy is. And in the purport, it's very nicely mentioned the actual meaning of these words are the positive meanings. So quoting Srila Sridhara Swami commentary, saying that Gopalasya means so he is the protector of the Vedas. So that's another meaning of the Gopalasya. And then Sudharmate means here he was thinking that Krishna is wicked minded, but Srila Sridhara Swami says that Krishna has a beautiful mind, so he is very compassionate even towards the wicked personality. So we see that in the Kali Yuga many of them are wicked personalities, but Krishna sent his pure devotees and came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so compassionate that he gave this Krishna consciousness for all of us like that. And Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur also he gives his commentary, saying that uh, saying that so for Rukmi, so today this fighting with Krishna will relieve himself from his false ego. What is his false ego? He thinks that he is the great hero, he is a great commander, he is a powerful warrior like that. So that will be relieved himself with this today's fighting like that. In the next sloka, so um, he is continuing saying that boasting, not knowing the true extent of the Supreme Lord's power, he approached and challenged him, saying that just stand and fight like that. And in the purport, it is mentioned that though he went with a huge army to attack Krishna, but here he is so eager to fight with Krishna, so personally he rushed towards Lord Krishna to fight with him. So he moved quickly towards Krishna like that. So then we see that so there's a great fight between Krishna and this Rukmi. So he took the bow with great strength and struck Krishna with 3 arrows, and then saying that stand here, O defiler of the Edu dynasty. And in the purport, quoting Srila Sridhara Swami commentary, so expanding this word, splitting into two, Kulapamsana, defiler of the Edu dynasty. So Srila Sridhara Swami mentions that Kulapa means O master of the Edu dynasty, and Amshana means expert killer of enemies. So like that, the original meaning is given. So it's very nice to see that Acharyas giving a wonderful commentary. So the actual meaning of these words, so in a positive manner like that. So although Rukmi is thinking he is the blaspheming, but the actual meaning of these words are very positive, shows the Krishna's great qualities like that. And then he is saying that wherever you go carrying my sister like a crow stealing sacrificial water, I will follow. And this very day I shall relieve you of your false pride like that. And purport it is mentioned that so he is saying that here carrying of my sister like a crow stealing sacrificial butter. And in the purport it said that so Rukmi he has those qualities that stealing the sacrificial butter, but he is mentioning towards Krishna. So sometimes we see that somebody has a quality of envious nature, but he sees others as envious towards him like that. So similarly Rukmi, because everything is the property of Krishna, so it's supposed to be Rukmini supposed to be the Krishna with Krishna, but here Rukmi is following or fighting with Krishna to steal the Rukmini from Krishna. So that's why here in the purport it is mentioned that Rukmi is has these qualities like a crow stealing sacrificial butter, but he is actually telling to Krishna that he is like that. So similar to a conditioned living entity in this material world, though they have this anarthas, but they see anarthas in others like that, and sometimes they comment that they have this quality, that quality like that. So in the next couple of slokas we see that how the fighting going on between Rukmi and Krishna. So he's also saying that so release the girl, otherwise he will struck dead by his arrows. So what did Krishna did to these things? So he simply smiled, and with his 6 arrows he struck Rukmi and broke his bows. So next few slokas we see that how the fighting went like. So Rukmi 4 horses were struck with 8 arrows that were shooted by the Supreme Lord Krishna, and his chariot driver with 2 arrows, and then his chariot's flag also broke with 3 arrows. Of course Rukmi then he grabbed another bow and he tries to hit Krishna with 5 arrows, but Krishna again he broke that bow also. And in this way whatever the one after one another bows he was taking, but Krishna who is infallible, so he broke all that into pieces as well. So then we see that he was taking a different type of equipments, um, like iron bulgeon, three-pointed spears, sword, and all these things. But whatever the weapon Rukmi picked up, then immediately Krishna smashed into it. So then later what he did? So he jumped down from the chariot and having his sword, so he rushed toward Krishna to kill him. So of course, then we see that Krishna, so he shoot arrows which broke the Rukmi's sword and also shield. So now he doesn't have any protection, and Krishna took up his own sharp sword and prepared to kill Rukmi. So now we see that the quality of compassion of a devotee, wonderful. So here we see that uh, Rukmini, the saintly Rukmini, saying that saintly Rukmini. So when she saw that her husband Krishna is ready to kill her brother, so then she fell at her husband and piteously spoke as follows. So that we see that the of course here Rukmi is the brother of Rukmini, so the natural affection she had towards her brother, and apart from that, she is a all the exalted devotees, they have this quality of compassion like that. And here we will see the how the compassion is exhibited by Supreme Lord also towards Rukmi, and then did not kill him like that. So here Rukmini is saying that Yogeshwara Aprameyatyam. So he is a controller of all mystic power and also is immeasurable. So Deva Deva Jagatpate, Lord of the Lords, Master of the Universe, all auspicious, mighty armored one. So in Prabhupada mentions in Krishna book that Rukmini was glorifying Krishna with all these wonderful names. One of the reason is to mention that Krishna is unlimited, and whereas her brother Rukmi is very minute, limited. So we also hear that Supreme Lord is Vibhu. Vibhu means unlimited, and Baddha Jivas in this material world or the living entities are Anu. So very minute like that. So there is no comparison between the Krishna's unlimited power and the conditioned living entities very limited power. So that's why here she is saying that so Yogeshwara, so who possesses the inconceivable energy, opulence, all these things. So in this way, Mother Rukmini is telling that so he is unlimited and her brother is very minute, and also she is telling that he is Deva Deva, so he is the Lord of all the gods. So we have many demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, like that, but Krishna is the Lord of all the gods. But whereas her brother Rukmi is a normal ordinary human being like that. So just giving this comparison so that Rukmi understand his position, and also in this way glorifying Krishna also. And then we see that Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning that seeing Rukmi's fear, so that fear trembled her and mouth to dry up. So and in her hesitation, her golden necklace also scattered. So she grasped Krishna's lotus feet, and then the Supreme Lord, feeling compassionate, desisted. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that so Supreme Lord Krishna, he became very compassionate and agreed not to kill this foolish Krishna, foolish Rukmi. And in the purport also it is mentioned that Krishna forwarded Rukmini's compassion and then not killed the Rukmi like that. So this is where we see that how the devotees are very compassionate. So when they see the other living entities, they are in suffering, so they also feel pain. So that's why Vaishnavas are mentioned as paradukhi dukhi. So when they see the other living entities are unhappy, they also feel unhappy. And of course here there is a relation also between Rukmini and Rukmi. So she prayed. So like how we saw that in the Kaliya pastime also, when Kaliya was also became weak by the dancing of Krishna. So seeing that in that distressed condition of Kaliya, these beautiful devotees of Krishna who are Nagapatnis, so they prayed for the life of their husband Kaliya. And then when the devotees prays, obviously Krishna forward that compassion toward the living entity who is suffering. So, in the same way, we see that these exalted devotees, when they see the conditioned living entity suffering in this material world because of not taking up this Krishna consciousness, they pray towards the Supreme Lord. And we see that in the Bhagavatam, very wonderful sloka, where this comes during the Samudra Mantana time, where Lord Shiva tells to Mother Parvati that the great saintly personalities, they accept voluntary suffering. For what purpose? To relieve the suffering of the general people. So when the general people are suffering, to help them out, to relieve their suffering, they accept voluntary suffering and tries to help them out. So in this way, in that situation, we see that Lord Shiva takes that voluntary suffering, so-called suffering, and swallows the that powerful poison for relieving the suffering of the general people. And Lord Shiva mentions to Mother Parvati that that is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Lord. So when we show the compassion towards other living entities and uplift them in their Krishna consciousness, then Krishna is very pleased. So we see this in all the great exalted devotees like Srila Ramanujacharya, when he was given this powerful mantra by his guru, and his guru mentions that he should not give it to anyone, to an unqualified people. He has to observe the person determination to practice the spirituality, and if he is only qualified, then give it mantra like that. But when Srila Ramanujacharya came out from the ashramam and he saw that all the people are indulged in meritorious activities, not taking up Krishna consciousness, and due to that they are going through so much suffering, so he became very compassionate. Though he knows that he is disobeying the Guru's order, but to help all these living entities, with very compassion, he gave that mantra freely to everyone. And when his guru knows that, when he came to know that Srila Ramanujacharya gave this mantra to everyone, so he became very angry. And he told that, do you know, for this act, you have to suffer in hell. He said that I am ready to suffer in hell. Because that is the nature of the devotees. Like, they are ready to accept suffering for the upliftment of others. So, and seeing the compassion of Srila Ramanujacharya, the Guru becomes very moved, and he says that, actually you are my Guru. I am not your Guru, like that. So, and that pleases the Supreme Lord Krishna when we shower the compassion to other living entities. So we'll wrap it up quickly. So then we see that in the upcoming slokas, so Lord Krishna, he did not kill him, but he wanted to teach a lesson. So what he did is he tied him with a strip of cloth, and then he did some messy haircut. So leaving the parts of the mustache and some hair here and there. So he did a haircut with his sharp sword. And by that time, the Yadu heroes, headed by Lord Balarama, so they defeated the Rukmi's army. And then here we see that, how they defeated, just as elephant crushes the lotus flower. That means they defeated very easily to all the Sishupalas, the Rukmi's army, like that. And when they came there and seeing that Rukmi in very sorry condition, then we see that he is practically dying of shame because of that magical haircut. And then Lord Balarama saw that, so he compassionately released him and started speaking towards Krishna. So, and Lord Balarama is saying that here, that so my dear Krishna, you have acted improperly, because this is going to bring shame on us. for a disfiguring a close relative by shaving off his mustache and hair. That is as good as killing him, like that. Of course, Lord Balarama is mentioning these things. One reason is mentioned here to encourage the lamenting Rukmini, because Rukmini is feeling very unhappy to see her brother in that sorry condition. So to encourage to pacify Mother Rukmini, so he is mildly gently reproaching Krishna, that you have acted improperly, like that, just to console Mother Rukmini, like that. And then here he is saying that towards again turn towards the Mother Rukmini and saying that saintly lady, please do not be displeased with us out of anxiety for your brother's disfigurement. And he is bringing the philosophy of the karma, because for oneself is responsible for one's joy and grief, the result of his own deeds. So this is the philosophy of karma, am I right? Whatever the activities that we do, the opposite and equal reaction will come to us. So if we do good, so good will come to us in the future, like that. So that's why it is mentioned, stressed in the scriptures, that we have to perform Krishna conscious activities, so that there won't be any good karma or bad karma to come back and experience that results. So instead of if we perform all spiritual activities, then we will go back home, back to Godhead. And then Lord Balarama is again mentioning to Krishna that relative should not be killed, even if his wrongdoing warrants. So rather he should be thrown out of the family. So since he has already been killed by his own sin, why kill him again? So encouraging Mother Rukmini that by mentioning to Krishna that you should not humiliate more to Rukmi, like that. So in the last sloka for today, so he is again telling to Mother Rukmini that so the code of the sacred duty for warriors, like when there is a fighting between two parties, and in the opposite party, even if their own brother is there, then the code of conduct of the fighting is it's okay to kill even if he is his own brother, like that. Of course, this we saw in Kurukshetra war also, right? There are the war is between two the brothers parties, and the Pandavas killed the Kauravas. So that is the code of the war. So by mentioning this, so Lord Balarama is balancing between Krishna and Rukmi, while he is mildly reproaching or chastising Krishna to pacify Mother Rukmini. At the same time, she is also pacifying Mother Rukmini by saying that this is also appropriate, like that. So I'll pause it here, and we'll hear in the next session the continuation of this chapter or this pastime. So thank you all for joining. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhya namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.